Let's talk about one of the easiest ways, the absolute easiest ways that you can start loving yourself today. If you're like me, then for a long time in your life, you may have heard about the concept of loving yourself, but actually putting that into any type of action, into any type of practical application, has proven challenging to you, or has been for who knows how long. Now, you may have tried looking up information about this art of loving yourself, and some of the tasks that you may have seen may be daunting to you or may seem far-fetched. Now, what I'm about to tell you is not a substitute for any type of professional mental health advice. If you are suffering from some type of crisis or anything of that sort, please seek professional help. Now, if you're walking this spiritual journey and you're trying to find a way to show yourself love, I promise you this will help. And this is something that you can start doing today, tonight, wherever you are right now. We have this tendency whenever we're learning something or doing something. It could be learning something new. It can be doing something familiar. It can be teaching ourselves something. It can be operating on our own. It can be operating within a group. This trait, this tendency that we have, it's played itself out in a variety of scenarios, and this trait is bashing ourselves when we make a mistake. It's beating ourselves down. It's not providing space for ourselves, for our soul to grow. And when you don't allow yourself that space to make mistakes, when you hold on to those mistakes and replay them over and over again in your mind, so it's not one mistake you made, you're making that same mistake over and over and over again every day, what you're doing is you're resonating at a frequency where events of a similar nature are forced to come to you. So after a while, you start to see a cyclical pattern to your life, where the failures that you previously made, you're being put in the same position to make those same failures again. And because you're beating yourself down from the first time, the first couple times, the last time that you just made this mistake, the next time that you see this potential coming up to you, in your mind, you're already replaying all the mistakes that you made, forcing yourself to do it again. And you can end this pattern right now. There's a simple technique that I learned, and it truly has changed my life. Every time that I do it, I feel so refreshed, I feel so energized, I feel so renewed. And I've done tons of meditations. I've dabbled in different breath work. I'm not a breath work savant, and I know that for some people that's the beginning, but that wasn't the beginning for me. But this technique is something different about it. And what it is a 10-second breath. The technique is called the breath of life. And it's a 10-second breath that's separated into a 7-second inhale, a 3-second hold, and then an exhale. Now, these breaths are sandwiched by affirmations. And these affirmations are accompanied by your awareness of where you feel the energy when you say the affirmation. So there's 4 affirmations that you want to repeat before each breath, and then you want to do each breath about 4 or 5 times. So let's go ahead and run through a quick breath of life meditation right now for you, because I promise you this will change your life today. This will help you to start making that space for yourself and reminding yourself that it's okay. So the point of the breath of life is essentially to bring the energy of these affirmations to your heart. So when you're saying these affirmations at first, and there's 4 affirmations, it's I love myself, I trust myself, I honor myself, and I value myself, followed by a series of breaths. And when you're saying these affirmations, you want to feel initially where the energy is. So let's start with the first affirmation. I love myself. And just repeat that. Repeat it at least 4 times. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Now you want to breathe in for 7 seconds. And what I like to do is, as I'm breathing in, I like to think that I'm breathing in the affirmation that I love myself. So let's go ahead, breathe in 7 seconds. 7-second inhale. Three-second hold. And then you breathe out. And as you're breathing out, what you want to do is you want to picture the breath coming out of your mouth and going directly into your heart. And that's essentially what it is. So as you're doing the initial affirmation, so as you were saying, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, you want to feel where you feel the energy as you're saying it. Now, for me, I love looking in a mirror when I do this affirmation or when I do this breath technique. I love looking in a mirror. There's a video that I like to watch, and it helps to accompany me. It's a video from Spiritverse. If you're not subscribed to that channel, please subscribe to that channel. They have done amazing work for at least the last 13 years. Some of the things that a lot of spiritual channels talk about today, they talk about 10 years ago. And frankly, they break it down better. So go check them out. That's where I first found this technique. So the 4 affirmations, once again, are I love myself, I trust myself, I honor myself, and I value myself. You want to repeat each affirmation. You want to do the breaths along with each individual affirmation, about 4 breaths along with each individual affirmation. So as you're doing the initial affirmations, you're checking where you feel the energy in your body. Wherever you feel it. If you feel it in your toes, that's okay. You feel it at the top of your head, that's okay. If you feel it in your fingertips, that's okay. And then in the breath, as you're inhaling that 7-second inhale, you want to picture you're inhaling this affirmation. You're pulling it in. You're pulling it in. You're pulling it in, pulling it in, pulling it in. And then you're holding it. You're cultivating it. You're letting it stir up, letting it fill your being. And now you're directing it. You're pouring it where you want it to go. And where you want it to go is into your heart, so that it can be circulated all throughout your body, all throughout your aura. And then after you've done 3 or 4 breaths, full 10-second hold, and then breathing out full breaths for each affirmation, or for the affirmation, that's when you want to repeat the affirmation and see where you feel it. So in the case of the first affirmation, after you do another 3 breaths, you would say, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and see where you feel it. And on the second bit of affirmations, you should feel it a lot closer to your core, a lot closer to your heart, if not in your heart. And if in the initial affirmations you already feel it in your heart, it's okay to continue to do the breath of life. And when you're sending it out, to continue to picture the energy or the affirmation flowing out of you and into your heart, like a fountain just coming into your heart. It's okay to picture that, because all it's going to do is enhance and magnify the energy in your heart center. I'll do a specific video where all we do is the breath of life. But I guarantee you, if you adopt this practice, especially when you're having a bad day, when you're frustrated with someone, when you feel weak, when you feel like bashing yourself for that mistake that you made, when you're finding it hard to give yourself that space to be human, run this breath of life. I promise you, it'll change your state. I love you. I want to see the fullest expression of you. This is The Spark.